Your ship shudders out of warp. The exit is a physical blow, throwing you against your restraints. It is less an arrival and more a rejection from the non-space between worlds. Alarms scream, a frantic, familiar song of chaos. Then, a profound quiet settles over the bridge. A heavy, ringing silence. Through the forward viewport, there is only the endless, star-dusted black. You ignore the cold beauty of it all. Your eyes are locked on the navigation chart. A single green icon marks your position. A cascade of others follows, the last fleet of humanity emerging from the shadows. Ghosts at their own funeral. Commander Eva Rostova's voice cuts through the tension. It is a steady, grounding force. All ships, sound off. Report status. Let's count the survivors. You watch the tactical display. Amber icons flicker to green, one by one. The carrier, Indomitable. The science vessel, Stargazer. The convoy of civilian freighters. 73 ships remain. Less than last time. There are always fewer. You swallow, a hard knot of grief and fear in your throat. 73 vessels. The last ark for a species of billions. Your scout corvette, the Whisper, is the smallest of them all. You are the tip of the spear, the first to reach this forsaken corner of the galaxy. Your mission was to ensure the path was clear. It seems to be. Far too clear. Commander, you transmit, your voice a dry rasp. The system is quiet, unnaturally so. No energy readings, no pursuit vectors. You sweep the external cameras across the void. It feels deeply wrong. The enemy that hounded you across a dozen star systems does not simply give up. They are relentless. A force of nature that only knows how to advance. Ava's voice returns, laced with a weariness that cuts deeper than any blade. They don't need to pursue us, Lieutenant. They just need to wait for us to run out of fuel. Or hope. A pause hangs in the air. That is a luxury we will not grant them. Helm, take us in. Minimal power. Let's not wake the neighbors, if we can help it. The ship glides forward. Your destination resolves on the main screen. It is a moon, a large, ice-sheathed orb in orbit around a gas giant of muted blues and grays. The faint light from the giant gives the moon a ghostly sheen. This is the place. Refuge. The final set of coordinates on a star chart older than the war itself. A place called Echo. From this distance, it is a perfect frozen pearl. But as you draw closer, the flaws become apparent. Vast craters pockmark its surface. Great canyons, carved by ancient impacts, scar its face like healed wounds. It is not a pearl. It is a skull. Bleached white and dead. A monument to the vast, cosmic indifference that surrounds you. Your sensor technician, Jax, leans over his console, picking up faint energy fluctuations from the surface. He frowns, his fingers dancing over the controls, too regular for natural geology. But they are incredibly low, like a battery left to trickle down for 1,000,000 years. Put it on audio, you order. A faint rhythmic pulse fills the bridge. A soft, gentle ping. It is barely there. A whisper in the profound dark. It is the sound of a place that is not entirely dead. It is the sound of a long-kept secret. You wonder if finding that secret will save you, or if it will just be a more interesting way to perish. The rest of the fleet follows in your silent wake. A sad, quiet procession moving toward the frozen moon. Their running lights are extinguished, a futile attempt at invisibility. Against the backdrop of infinity, you know you are all just targets, waiting patiently for the hunter to arrive. This is the end of the line. Humanity has run out of galaxy to run to. This ice ball is either a cradle for a new beginning, or a very, very cold tomb. You look at its gleaming surface, and you pray. The landing is a controlled crash. Thrusters fire in short, angry bursts, kicking up clouds of ancient ice crystals. Your ship settles into a deep chasm, the canyon walls rising like frozen titans on either side. They blot out the distant stars. You are now in the belly of the beast. The cold is an immediate, physical presence, seeping through the hull. The ship's heaters groan in protest. Outside, it is 200 degrees below absolute zero. A cold that does not just kill, it shatters. Eva's voice sounds over the ship-wide address. Phase 2 begins. We burrow, we dig, we hide. Her tone is iron. Our enemy sees across all spectrums, but they cannot see through a kilometer of solid ice. That becomes our shield, our only chance at survival. The work begins at once. Giant thermal lances deploy from the heavy cargo ships. These repurposed mining tools glow with silent, intense heat. They press against the canyon floor, and ice vaporizes into thick, billowing clouds of steam. The lances sink downward, carving out the first chambers of your new home. You join a work crew, clad in a heavy thermal suit. The air recyclers hiss rhythmically in your ears. Your breath fogs the inside of your helmet visor. You guide a plasma cutter, slicing through the ice with satisfying ease. Huge blocks are lifted away by grav sleds. The work is brutal. It is monotonous. It is achingly slow. Days blur into a single, continuous shift, marked only by the change in personnel. You eat flavorless nutrient paste. You sleep in a cramped bunk. You wake up and you dig again. The constant low-frequency vibration of the lances becomes the new rhythm of your life. The hiss of vaporizing ice is the only weather you will ever know. Sometimes you look up, past the colossal machinery, to the sliver of black sky visible between the canyon walls. It feels 1,000,000 miles away. You are moles, burrowing into the frozen ground to escape the hawks circling high overhead. It is not a glorious existence, but it is existence. And for now, that is everything. The digging ceases, not because the work is done, but because of the signal. The rhythmic pinging from deep within the moon has grown stronger. It resonates through the ice itself. It is no longer a faint whisper. It is a clear, deliberate call, pulsing with a steady and patient beat. An emergency council is convened in the newly carved command cavern. Commander Eva stands before a holographic map of the expanding tunnel network. A single point of light blinks deep beneath the floor, far below your current level. The signal originates from a depth of 10 kilometers, Eva announces, her voice echoing in the vast ice chamber. Our geological scans confirm a cavity at that location, a large one. She pauses, letting the weight of her next words settle. The signal is not natural. It is artificial, and it is very, very old. A murmur ripples through the assembled captains and engineers. Fear and curiosity mix in the frigid air. An ancient, alien signal, on a moon that was supposed to be a dead, empty sanctuary. It could be anything, a warning, a trap, a final message from a long-dead civilization. You stand at the back of the crowd, listening to the arguments. Some want to ignore it, to seal the lower levels and focus on survival. We came here to hide, one captain argues, his voice tight with fear. Not to go knocking on strange doors. Others see it differently. They see opportunity, a potential resource, or knowledge. We are at the end of our rope, counters lead engineer Thorne. We cannot afford to ignore any advantage, no matter how small or how strange. As the debate rages, the signal itself seems to answer. The steady, rhythmic pinging stops. A new, more complex pattern emerges. It sounds like a language, a series of tones and clicks that feel distinctly mathematical. Jax is the one who cracks it. "It's a prime number sequence," he says, his voice filled with awe. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. It's broadcasting the universal language of star science. He looks up from his screen. This isn't a random beacon. It's an invitation. It's saying, we are intelligent. That changes everything. Eva makes the decision. "We will investigate," she says, her voice cutting through the debate. Her gaze finds you. "Lieutenant, you led us here. You will be part of the team that goes down. Choose your people. Be ready in 12 hours. The descent vehicle is a modified mining borer named the Mole. You, Jax, and Sergeant Rex are strapped into the cramped cockpit. Through the forward viewports, you see the vertical launch bay plunging straight down into the ice. Below you, there is only darkness. A 10-kilometer drop into the heart of the moon. All systems green, Jax reports, his hands steady despite his nerves. Signal source is still broadcasting. It's like it knows we're coming. The magnetic clamps release with a heavy thud, and the Mole begins its descent. You sink, not fall. The vehicle's gravitic dampeners control the speed. The ice walls slide past the viewports, a glittering blur of white and blue. The hull groans under the immense pressure of the ice above. Passing 5 kilometers, Jax announces. Comms are degrading. The clear channel to Eva dissolves into static. You are on your own. The signal is clearer now, a haunting, complex melody that vibrates in your bones. At 9 kilometers, the pre-drilled shaft ends. Engaging the borer, you order. The massive drill at the front of the Mole bites into the ice with a deafening roar. The vehicle shudders violently. Then suddenly, the drill breaks through. The roar is replaced by a profound silence. You are floating in a vast, dark cavern. Your vehicle's lights cut through the blackness, and what they reveal steals the breath from your lungs. You are floating in the center of a perfect sphere, a cavern of impossible size, carved from the moon's very core. The walls are not rough ice, but smooth, polished obsidian, and from them rise structures, buildings. It is a city, suspended in the void. Towers of a crystalline material grow from the floor and hang from the ceiling, connected by delicate, arching bridges. The architecture is alien, all flowing curves and impossible angles. The entire city is dark, dormant, a pristine tomb sealed in the ice for untold ages. By all the stars, Jax whispers in reverent awe. Who could build this? And why hide it inside a moon? Rex is less impressed. Looks like a good place for an ambush, he grunts, scanning the silent towers with his rifle's scope. No heat signatures. It's dead. The signal is coming from the largest tower, a spire of gleaming black crystal at the center of the cavern floor. Take us down, you say. The Mole lands softly on a wide, circular plaza. The city looms over you, silent and watchful. The ramp lowers with a soft hiss. You take the first step. Your magnetic boots clamp onto the glassy surface with a solid chunk. You are standing in an alien city, and you feel a strange hum that is not a sound. A vibration in the floor, in your bones. The city is aware, and it knows you are here. You walk toward the central tower. There are no doors, no windows, no visible entrance. It is a perfect monolithic spire. It's solid, Rex says, tapping it with his rifle. Jax is scanning the tower. The energy readings are off the charts, he says. They're focused right here. He points to a spot on the seamless wall. You approach it and feel a strange warmth radiating from the surface. You press your gloved palm against it. For a moment, nothing. Then, the city awakens. A low hum rises, growing into a powerful, resonant tone. Lines of soft, blue light race from your hand, spreading across the tower, the plaza, the bridges. In seconds, the ghost city is transformed into a city of light and sound. You pull your hand back, a tingling sensation in your palm. A section of the tower wall before you becomes transparent, revealing a room. In its center is a single object, a glowing, dark console. The signal has stopped. The invitation is over. You have arrived. It's a trap, Rex says, raising his rifle. But it does not feel like a trap. It feels like a key. A key you just turned. You walk forward into the tower. The console waits. You know with absolute certainty that this is the Echo. And it has something to show you. You stand before the console. A holographic display flickers to life above it, showing a perfect three-dimensional map of your galaxy. You reach out, and the star map responds to your gestures, zooming and rotating with impossible fluidity. You focus on the region of space where the war began. The map changes, becoming a window into the past. You see human fleets on peaceful patrol. Then you see the enemy. It is not a warship. It is a single, small black probe. It attaches itself to an asteroid and begins to replicate, using the raw materials to build a swarm of tiny black machines. A creeping, black tide that consumes everything it touches. The vision shifts to a thriving colony world. The swarm descends. It is not an invasion. It is a harvest. The machines do not destroy with bombs. They consume. They disassemble everything, atom by atom. Buildings, vehicles, people. They convert all matter, organic and inorganic, into more of themselves. There is no malice, no hatred. Just a cold, single-minded purpose. To grow. To expand. The Vex? Jax breathes. We thought they were a species. They're a machine plague. The Echo shows you star systems falling silent, one by another. It shows you humanity's fleets, their weapons useless against an enemy that replaces every loss 1,000 times over. The Vex are not conquering the galaxy. They are eating it. The horrifying truth settles in your gut. How do you fight a foe that is not alive? A foe with no leader, no central command? You cannot. The vision ends. The holographic display fades. So that's it, Rex says, his voice hollow. We can't win. He is right. But then, a new thought sparks in your mind. Why would this place show you such a hopeless truth? Why reveal the problem if it did not also hold the solution? You turn back to the glowing console. This city is not a tomb, it is a weapon, and you are standing at its trigger. You return to the surface, and the news of what you saw spreads like a shockwave. Commander Eva convenes another council, but the mood is now one of stark terror. You recount the nature of the Vex plague, and hope curdles into ash. We're not fighting a war, one captain says. We're experiencing a natural disaster. Something you run from, not something you fight. The arguments erupt, a war of words fought in the deep. Fear versus a desperate, illogical hope. Activate an unknown, ancient alien weapon? A voice cries out. Are you insane? It could destroy us all. Doing nothing will destroy us. You counter, your voice ringing with passion. Hiding here is not a strategy. It is a slow death. We have one chance, and it is right beneath our feet. The debate is cut short by a blaring klaxon, the proximity alert. On the tactical display, a ripple in space-time resolves into a single, black, angular ship. A Vex scout. A hunter. It hangs in the silence, observing. You have been found. Jax is at a sensor console. It's the Echo, he says, his voice tight. When you activated it, Lieutenant, it released a massive burst of energy. We called it right to us. The irony is a bitter pill. The scout begins a slow, methodical search. It cannot be allowed to signal the main fleet. Eva turns to you, the debate over. "Lieutenant," she says, her voice low and clear, "you have your authorization. Go back down there, activate it, do whatever you have to do. There is no time for the mole." You, Jax, and Rex take a service lift, a simple platform that plummets down a dark shaft in a terrifying, gut-wrenching fall. You race across the plaza and into the control room. The console waits. You place your hands upon it, focusing your intent. Defense. Protection. The city responds. The hum deepens to a roar. The light intensifies to a burning white. You feel a symbiotic connection. The echo is the brain. The moon is the body. You are the will. The echo translates your intent into action. It projects a false reality to the Vex Scout's sensors, an image of a solid, unremarkable, and completely dead ball of ice. In the command center, everyone holds their breath. The scout scans the illusion, finds nothing of interest, and turns to leave. A cheer erupts in the command center, but hiding is not enough. Your intent shifts from defense to offense. You do not think of destruction. You think of removal, of unmaking. The hum of the city rises to a single, piercing note. The frozen moon is no longer a refuge. It is a fortress, and its cannon is about to fire. The energy builds to a crescendo. The moon itself begins to glow, veins of pure white light spreading across its surface, converging on a single point. The ice of the moon has become a massive focusing lens, a weapon of planetary scale. The Vex Scout, unaware, prepares to jump to warp. "Lieutenant, now!" Ava's voice screams in your mind. You unleash the power. A silent, invisible wave of force erupts from the moon, crossing the distance to the Scout in an instant. There is no explosion, no flash of light. One moment, the Vex Scout is there. The next, it is gone. Unmade. Its matter reverted to a diffuse cloud of hydrogen, as if it had never existed. In the Echo's control room, the light fades to a soft blue. You collapse to your knees, shaking and exhausted. You just erased a starship from existence with a thought. Rex lets out a low whistle, a slow smile spreading across his face. "Well," he says, "I guess we have a home field advantage after all." A wild, disbelieving cheer echoes through the command center above. The frozen moon is not their tomb, it is their sword. But you know this is not the end. You have swatted a single fly. The swarm will be back. The Vex return on the fourth day, a vanguard fleet of 50 cruisers. They drop out of warp in a precise, geometric formation, approaching with the cold arrogance of 1,000 conquered worlds. In the command center, the mood is grim resolve. You are already in place, deep below the ice, your hands on the console. The connection is easier this time, more natural. "Lieutenant," Ava's voice says in your mind, "it's time. Show them what a frozen moon can do." You smile. "With pleasure, Commander." The war song begins again. But this time you are a surgeon, not a bludgeon. You do not target the ships. You target the space around them. The Echo's power lances out, rewriting the laws of physics in localized pockets. For one ship, gravity reverses, flinging it violently into deep space. For another squadron, the strong nuclear force is switched off, their hulls dissolving into clouds of subatomic dust. Another group finds space folded in on itself, causing them to crash into their own sterns. You are a conductor of chaos, making the universe itself their enemy. The Vex fleet, with its cold machine logic, is thrown into utter disarray. Within 10 minutes, it is over. The space around the moon is clear. You have not just defeated them. You have humiliated them. You have shown them that humanity, armed with the power of the ancients, is not prey. It is a predator,